I read some of your letters, man, because you know a lot of them hit the internet, man. One of the things you were talking about a lot while you were in prison was a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff, Illuminati stuff. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, it's real.
Talk to me about, because I remember, can we bring this up real quick? It's just it's from your letter. I'm going to read it. It says, the exact moment in time when I discovered that the entire planet was being lied to and was put upon a spell to keep us unaware of it was back in 1996, around the time Biggie got locked up for the tech in his house. And then there was something else here that I thought was interesting. You said, Jay-Z knows the truth, but he chose sides with evil in order to be accepted in the corporate. Jay-Z conceals the truth from the black community and promotes the lifestyle of the beast instead. First of all, a lot of people, there's a lot of talk of Illuminati, like there's certain rappers in the Illuminati, you know, Jay-Z, Kanye, and so. Do you believe that they're rappers in the Illuminati?
Nah.
You don't believe that? Okay. So how do you see sort of the role that these conspiracy theories play? Like how is the black community being controlled through that stuff?
Just through food, you know, the environment, you know, medication, you know, branding. It's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of, you can go down the whole line. It's a whole web network of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I believe. You know what I mean? People are definitely being manipulated. You know what I mean? It's a business.
And what can you do as an artist? What can we do as media to change that?
We could, you know, just be rebellious and speak about it.
Yeah.
Say something.
Illuminati was an organization started to sort of combat some of the dominance of the church, and has become a metaphor or a symbol or a boogeyman for all things that people don't understand, all forces that have control over your life that people don't understand. So it's not one real clear-cut answer. But today, just to put it in context, Illuminati has morphed into an organization that once you make a certain amount of money, you automatically belong to. Because there's a lot of people who don't know how to work hard and don't have any ambition. So they see people with ambition working hard, and they can't imagine how you could possibly have all these good things happen to you. People get caught up in symbolism without realizing the symbols all around them. You know, the Illuminati is like voodoo. It's distracting. If you believe in it, it has a huge effect on your life. But it only affects you as much as you allow it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Illuminati is a real thing. There's secret societies and organizations that are plotting to control the world and control our money and how we move and how we relate to other people. But that doesn't come into my cipher, you know what I'm saying, at all. So I don't feel the need to deal with it.
Why is it so popular in hip-hop all of a sudden?
Lack of education. You know, the Illuminati thing spreads because the videos that are made and the information is presented in a sensational way, and it's presented about the most popular people of our day. When you're talking about the Jay-Z's and the Rihannas and the Kanyes, we talking about them anyway. If we're not talking about their clothes, we're talking about the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we talking about them anyway. It just gives more tidbits of information for people to spread around and talk about. And it's just real interesting, and there's not any sort of real knowledge. Like, stop looking at these YouTube videos and get a book where someone actually studied and mastered their craft and researched something before you look at something that someone mashed up some Rihanna videos and that's their proof. The proof that people be giving, that people in Illuminati, is like, I must have missed the memo where the definition of proof has changed. Because to me, proof means proof. If you can't show and prove, you ain't saying nothing. The job of human beings is to seek knowledge. So if you're alive, you're constantly looking for knowledge. Conspiracy theories help you find the truth. Sometimes you have to make stuff up or just try to figure something out in order to get to the truth. But if you're treating the conspiracy theory as a truth, you're misleading and you're being misled. If you don't know the history of an author that's speaking or writing, and you don't know their motive, then you really don't know what it is that you're paying attention to. So most of the time with conspiracy theories, there's often a very clear-cut motive from the author that you can peel back one or two layers and see. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you keep peeling back and you don't see the motive, you just see pure, I want to share information, then it's just like Gary Webb from the San Jose Mercury News when he exposed the whole CIA, Iran-Contra crack cocaine thing with Freeway Ricky Ross. Like they tried to portray it as a conspiracy theory, but when you look at the fact that this is a respected journalist and you look at the facts and the research, it ain't no theory there. It's the facts and the research is there. There's a reputable source. Most of the stuff that passes for conspiracy theory are mashed up YouTube videos these days, and I don't pay attention to none of that.
Being an artist, you came from the streets, worked hard, taken years. How easy is it? I mean, what do you like?
Easy? It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Don't say the word easy.
So I mean, what
seem
should
easy
people
from the
expect?
outside looking in, because you got to think like, it's more of a sacrifice than it is a fortune. People look from the outside looking in, just think, okay, travel the world, a lot of money, a lot of fun. It's not. I haven't seen my family in almost a year and a half. Everywhere we go, we don't get a chance to really enjoy it. We in and then we leave the next day. You know what I mean? So it's constant work. Like, believe it or not, it's constant work. All this we're doing now so we can enjoy it. What is this big thing that everybody's searching for when it comes to being an artist or becoming a superstar? Like, what part of it is it that everybody enjoys so much? Of course, in the spotlight, it's a lot of more things that that actually come in the equation that you don't really focus on. Like, your privacy is completely thrown out the window. You don't get time to spend with your family as much as you would like to. It's definitely a lot of work. People think that it's really simple and easy. You don't have a life, really. Even a vacation is no longer a vacation. When you go out to a club, you're actually working. Because while everybody's partying, dancing, you taking pictures, signing autographs. And when you sleep, you're dreaming about figuring out ways of how to advance. So like, you never get a free moment for yourself.
I believe in the Illuminati. I don't believe in the way they describe it. I don't believe that there's actually Illuminati in hip-hop. Now, with that being said, does Illuminati exist? It goes back to the Egyptian pyramids. Now, is the Masons claiming that? Some do, some don't.
The conspiracy is real. They want to put me in a straight jacket in a padded room. Tell the world it's 12 monkeys so they could be confused. Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society trying to keep their eye on me.
With that being said, there is a certain level that you get at that you can't go no further unless you're aware of certain things. And I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level that you get to, that there's a door that you have to walk through. And it's on you to walk through that door. And once you walk through that door, it's not coming back.
Like the boy in the bubble who never could adapt. I'm trapped. If I can go back, I never would have rapped. I sold my soul to the devil, I'll never get it back. I just want to leave this game with level head intact.
Now, I didn't walk through the door, so I can't really pinpoint it for you. I can't say it, but I got to that level. I ain't telling you I was approached to join the Illuminati. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I got to a level where there was big boys that was saying, there's another step.
One night I was in my home studio, and it had to be like 8 to 10 people off in there. And we had beats and stuff playing in the background and everything. That's how we used to do it, you know what I'm saying? Everybody doing what they do, smoking, drinking, and everything. And actually, it came down to it that dudes actually started being used by demonic spirits. And these spirits started speaking through them, you know what I'm saying? Devils started speaking through them, talking to me, asking me, you know what I'm saying, if I was gonna sell my soul, telling me what I needed to do to take my career to the next level in darkness. I mean, dudes actually came up to me holding wads of money, saying, man, don't you want to make all this money?
What's that? I can't talk about that.
Okay. Next question.
and I can't say I don't want to talk about those people, man. I heard they swing from trees with, you know, like black ninjas who come and like sweep you away your whole life, and nobody ever knew you existed, man. So I don't want to talk about those people.
And I wanted to bring up the New World Order. What are your thoughts about the New World Order and elites coming together in secret to consolidate power, just like the Bilderberg Group? Do you have an opinion on them?
I don't even think they come together in secret. You know, I think the New World Order is something that's something that's deliberate and it's in the public. I do think that there's certain parts of it that are in secret, simply because it's a private kind of situation. It's private individuals who hold private stake in certain parts of the world, and private stake in real estate, or private stake in their companies. So you'd expect things like that to be secret. You know, you don't invite everybody to dinner at your house. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't think it's nefarious as people make it out to be. I think it's a lot of the stuff that we silently allow to happen. You know, I think that we're complicit. Even this thing here, Occupying Wall Street and everything that's going down today, the one question that came up for me was, well, all the people that we're trying to get to come out and to raise awareness are complicit in it, because their pensions, right, are connected to the stock market. You know, their 401ks are connected to the stock market. Their retirement plans are connected to the stock market. You know, these are people, when you go in and you see those commercials for like Morgan Stanley and stuff like that, and you want to get a portfolio and you want to set up something for your kids or something like that, or you want to invest in something, you're investing into the stock market. You know, when you get your portfolio back, you got a little share of McDonald's, a little share of Apple, a little share of this, a little share of that. And that's the majority of people. You know, that's not like some lunatic fringe, or that's not like some leftist or rightist conspiracy or nothing like that. Those are regular, normal people who go to work 9 to 5, come home, watch TV, watch Dancing with the Stars, lay down, go back to work the next day. You know, so there's a certain level of like, a lot of the stuff that we silently admit to, and then just what the system is. You know, we're a system based on capitalism, we're a system based on consumerism. Even socialist societies are based on consumerism, right? And the issue is consumerism. It's not capitalism. You're always going to have capitalism. You're always going to have capitalism. Somebody's always going to make more than somebody else. That's just the way it is, right? Somebody's always going to own the land, and farmers are going to rent it, and they're going to go, that's just how it's going to go down. You're never going to change that system. But what you can attack and what needs to be questioned is consumerism, materialism, right? Our addictions to certain things, right? As a people, as you, me, everybody here, the people that are not here, the people that are in the offices looking down, the people in their houses, the people who are anti-protesting up the street, everybody at the end of the day is addicted to materialism.
And that solution comes within us, because as soon as we start taking the money out of the big banks, as soon as we stop supporting the corporations that are doing wrong, they're nothing without our consent, and we're allowing this to happen.
Well, at a certain level, bro, you got to look at the products they produce. Some of the products that are actually produced are stuff that we need, you know, and some of the stuff is stuff that we want, and we blur our own lines between what we need and what we want. You know, you ask somebody to say, hey man, I work, it could be somebody who lives in Harlem who works down here, and you could say, hey, you know, you could just take a bike, and it's like, yo, my man, I can't take a bike every day. I need a car. But when you get in that car, you got to fuel that car. So you're financing ExxonMobil, you're financing Ford, you're financing all whatever car company it is, right? You're financing all these different things, right? You're paying the city because you got to pay for your registration, you got to pay taxes. So you're financing the system just so you can say, hey, I don't want to ride to work every single day because I'm gonna be tired at the end of the day.
Today we're talking about the power of words and how what you can say can bring encouragement or defeat. Minister, a rapper from Florida, learned that lesson when friends challenged him to confess his allegiance to Satan. No one was ready for the power his response would bring, not even him.
My name is Minister. I grew up on the streets of Tampa Bay, Florida. Basically where I'm from, my granddad owned a nightclub on one side of the street, and my dad owned a nightclub on the other side of the street. During my childhood, my mom was addicted to crack, like basically my entire childhood. But sometimes when she was off of her binges or whatever, she would attempt to go to the local church and, you know, try to get plugged in, but it wasn't really like life in that church. It was more religion and tradition, and so the same thing just kept on happening. It was just repeat pattern. Age 13, I started selling marijuana. Age 17, I ended up catching like 3 strong-arm robbery charges. I was in and out of juvenile detention centers, house arrest, probation, went to juvenile boot camp, aftercare programs. Just had a lot of, you know, run-ins with the law. I started rapping professionally in 1996. During this time, I was listening to a lot of gangster music, rap music, and I heard the rappers talking about selling their souls. I heard this one individual talking about how he was talking back and forth to the devil, and the devil was propositioning him to sell his soul in exchange for fortune and fame. I got my first record deal in '97. My roommate was selling crack, and I was smoking weed sun up to sundown, alcoholic at the time, eating ecstasy, you know what I mean, the drugs I was addicted. It was just a party lifestyle, basically 24/7. One night I was in my home studio recording with a bunch of people that I know, a lot of my friends. It had to be like 8 to 10 people in the studio this night, and it was just weird to me. I just knew something just felt different. And I had heard some of my friends saying the same thing that I heard some of these rappers saying in some of the songs that I was literally rapping on with them. They were saying that they were selling their souls as well. But, you know, being lost, you just think it's a lot of wordplay. I didn't realize that they were literally selling their souls. And it came down to it that demonic spirits actually began to speak through some of my friends. One dude actually even came up and had a wad full of money and said, man, don't you want to make all this money? And so it would go from person to person, like sitting around, like a devil would begin to just speak through each person, telling me in order for me to take my career to the next level, I would literally have to give myself over, bow down and worship Satan. But first of all, I was scared, but I knew if this was happening, Satan was real. I knew that Jesus was real. I knew that God was real. I had my pad out. We had beats playing in the background because we were writing. We had a home studio. And I began to just apologize to God for the lifestyle I was living. I don't even know how I even got to the point where I knew I had to repent. I just knew I just had to. So as I began to repent, like I would just read that apology out loud and just apologize to God for the way I was living. And every time I would do it, a person would literally get up and leave my house. After I wrapped all of them out of my house, I had a little sawed-off shotgun that I used to sleep with up under my mattress. I went and got it from up under my mattress, and I was gonna go commit suicide because I just didn't see another way out. But I heard a voice say, you need to go to your mom's house. Now, to this day, I probably think it was an angel. I'm not really sure, but I went. And my mom, she wasn't like on fire for God at the time, none of that. But when I came in and she saw the gun and I started to tell her what was going on and what I was experiencing, she said, boy, you better pray. And she went in the room, she pulled out the Bible, and she opened it up to the 23rd Psalm. All I saw was, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I went in the room, my old room at my mom's house, got on my knees, and I wholeheartedly repented and asked Jesus to be my Lord and my Savior. For the next 7 days, I continued to hear like demonic voices, actually in the voice of my friends, still propositioning me to sell my soul. I didn't know nothing, but I just kept standing on Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I just stood, and on the last day, 7th day, I was completely delivered. One of the first scriptures that really like jumped out of the Bible to me is Proverbs 18:21. Death and life is in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So I started realizing the death that I was not only bringing upon myself by the things I was speaking and of course living, but also the death that I was bringing upon other people just by the music I was creating. As far as music was concerned, I was through. But as I began to seek God, I started getting in the Word, started praying, and He began to reveal Himself to me. And He also started to reveal myself to me in Christ. He told me, He was like, look, you just go for me. You are going to be my echo in the earth. So whatever I say to you, you just go and you just preach it on the rooftop. At the time, I was a rapper by the name of Sinister. And He just said, you just change that S into an M and you go for me. God's word will never pass away, and it works. I mean, His word works, and His word changed me, and I know it'll change other people, so I stick to the script.
But now let's get down with the truth. The truth. After we leave the emotionalism alone for a minute, what do we as Americans should be looking out for? How should we be getting prepared for what's about to come? Just because we have an African-American president doesn't mean that he's not going to continue the Bush agenda. I'm not dissing anybody, but a politician is a politician. And if I can say one thing to all people in the United States, it's this: America has broken its own rules, has broken its own laws. It's time for the citizenry of the United States to actually follow its own laws. If we stay steadfast to the Constitution, at least, we won't be hit so hard with that global agenda. Here's what we were talking about the other day. If you really want to see what black governance is like, take a look at the mayors of major cities. When the cities were in power, we couldn't be the mayors. It's when the cities lost power, they put in black mayors. When the states had power, we couldn't be governors. But then when the states lose power, we got senators, governors, African-American senators and governors. Now the nation has lost power. The dollar has lost power. The world is global. Now you can get a black president because it doesn't matter. It's global now. So the real issue is this. Are you going to allow this system to tempt you into their prisons, into their job, into their psyche? Follow your purpose. This is what will defeat it all. If you're on your purpose, even death respects purpose. That's why I'm here, because I'm on my purpose. You don't think they hear me every day? You don't think they hear Alex Jones every day? You don't think they just heard? You don't think the FBI was out there right now? But you know what? They can't do nothing to a person who stands with the truth. Because I forgot who said it, but I'll quote it. It's a saying that says, what a disadvantage it is to only be able to die for your country one time. The concept is this: don't get caught up. I said it on stage. They put a black face on the New World Order, and now we all happy. KRS ain't buying it. I never been a voter. This year I voted.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This Tiario, man. What's going on? I just wanted to talk to y'all and just let y'all know what's going on with a situation that I had concerning my music and my movies and stuff like that. I was offered a $2 million contract from a major record company, and they wanted me to do 6 albums. They wanted me to do 6 albums for a $2 million contract. But here's the thing, man. Man, it's just crazy because they didn't want me to rap about Jesus, the gospel, or anything. It was basically going to be stuff that they want me to rap about. It was basically going to be stuff that they want me to talk about and do. And I'm going to tell y'all how all this stuff got started, man. It got started, I say, 2 weeks ago. I had a dream. I had a dream 2 weeks ago, and I didn't really tell nobody about this dream. I didn't really discuss it. I kind of kept it to myself and kind of just brushed it off because I just thought it was just a regular dream, because I get dreams all the time. But after this situation went down with this record company, it kind of connected to the dream I had. So I'm going to go ahead and explain the dream to y'all real fast, man. Some scary stuff, but it's real, some scary stuff. Basically in this dream, I had this dream that I was sitting by this water, by ocean. And in this dream, as I was sitting by this ocean, an angel flew to me. And this angel, he flew to me, and he was standing right next to me as I'm sitting by this ocean. And the angel flew to me, and this is what he told me. He said, "What's up?" And I had my head down, just kind of, you know, just playing in the sand and looking at the water. And the angel came to me. He flew to me, stood right next to me, and he said, "What's up?" Now this is the funny part. I kind of looked up at his face, but I didn't really pay his face no mind. I don't know why. But I kind of looked up, but I didn't really look at his whole face. So the angel said, "What's up?" And I didn't really say anything. And then the angel said, "What's up?" again. So I kind of looked up, but I didn't see his whole face. it's kind of like I saw wings that was on the angel's back, and the wings kind of like covered his chin, so I couldn't see the whole face. The wings kind of like stopped right here, and I couldn't see the whole face. So I looked up, and the angel said, "What's up?" And I'm like, "And what do you mean, what's up?" And to be honest with y'all, I thought this was an angel of God. You know, I thought this was an angel of God. And the angel was like, "What's up?" And I'm just like, you know, just sitting there listening. And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And the angel said, and this is what the angel said. This was the angel words. He said, "Give it up, and I got something better for you." So by me thinking that this is an angel of the Lord, I said, I already gave my life up to follow Christ. I already gave that up to follow Christ, because I'm thinking this is an angel of God. And then the angel repeated it. He said, "Give it up. I got something for you. Give it up." So I'm like, give up what? And what am I doing wrong that I need to give up? Then the angel repeated it. He said, "Give it up. I got something better for you." And man, this stuff was tripping me out, because I'm sitting there and I'm trying to comprehend what the hell he meaning. So what happened was, I woke up, I ain't really paying no mind, I brushed it off. Then it happened 2 days later, it happened again. The same exact thing, it happened again. The same stuff, sitting by the ocean, the angel come, I could barely see his face because I'm sitting down and he's standing next to me, and he said the same exact words, "Give it up." This stuff happened again. This stuff happened like 3 nights. It happened 3 times. The same dream said, "Give it up. I got something better for you." Then it's kind of like, I'm like, all right, it happened again. So what's going on? So I still didn't really pay no mind, because just like I'm telling y'all, I get dreams all the time. So I'm kind of used to all these dreams. So after that, what happened was I got an email from a major music producer in the music industry out there in Hollywood. I got an email from him, and I'm not going to mention this producer's name or nothing like that, and I'm not going to mention the name of the distribution company. Not doing all that, you know, I'm just not doing that part. So what happened was I got an email from this major music producer out there in Hollywood. He sent me an email, told me to give him a call. I gave him a call, we was talking, and the guy was saying this. He was like, "Hey Tiario, man, what's up? What's going on?" And I'm like, "Nothing much, man. Everything's cool with me. I'm just on my grind for the Lord." And he was saying, "I got some good news for you, man. Some real good news." So I'm thinking the good news is going to be based upon him giving me a deal so I could do my thing for Christ. But that wasn't the news. He said, "Hey, man, I got some good news for you." I'm like, "What's the good news?" He said, "We want to offer you a $2 million contract." I said, $2 million? Nah, y'all, come on, $2 million? Come on, man. Come on, let's be realistic here. 2 mil? Man, I wanted that 2 mil bad, because and with that 2 mil, I could just make a bunch of moves for Christ. I could invest in movies and all kind of stuff I'm doing for Christ, and I could really help people. You see what I'm saying? So when he said 2 mil, my mind like, okay, man, 2 mil, this the deal I've been waiting for God. And I said this. I said, all right, no problem. So what's the catch? You know, I said, so what's the catch? He said, we want to offer you a $2 million contract, and you got to do 6 albums. I said, well, 6 albums, that's really no problem, man, because I record music all the time. It's no deal. And I said, well, let me ask you this, man. I said, what about my royalties and my rights? And I said, because you know I'm rapping about God, and I said, you know I do my thing for Christ, right? And he said, yeah, man, we already know you do your thing for Christ. You do your thing for the Lord. We're watching you. That's what he said. He said, we're watching you. He said, I'm listening to your songs, man. He said, you have amazing, amazing talent. He said, I love your talent, man. You have amazing talent. He said, but here's the thing. He said, right now, we can't really sign gospel artists who are rapping about the things you are rapping about and who are talking about the things you're talking about. He said, but we love your talent. He said, so this what we can do. In your 6 album contract, in your 6 album deal contract, we don't want you rapping about Jesus. We don't want you talking about the gospel and the things that you're doing. We don't want you to do that. He said, we're going to give you a whole new and a whole new look for $2 million for 6 albums. And I said, man, I said, hold up. I said, I can't really, I said, that's kind of crazy, man. I said, why? I said, I'm not about to do that and stop what I'm doing for Christ. I said, this is what I do this for Christ. He said, man, we understand all that. And the guy was a real fast talker. He was like, we understand all that, but just like I'm telling you, we're not really looking for gospel artists to rap about the things you're rapping about, and this and that and that and the other. And he said, we're going to give you a whole new look. You know, we're going to change your image, and you know, and basically we're going to hook you up with the right producers in the industry, man. We're going to get this thing moving because we love your talent. We love your talent. Now, see, he said he loved my talent, but they didn't care about the things that I'm rapping and singing about. They don't care about that. And he said for six albums, man. Then after the 6 albums, the $2 million is yours. So I said, man, I can't do that, bro. That's crazy, you know, just based upon me knowing about the blood sacrifice, the Illuminati, and all that stuff. I said, man, I can't do that, man. That's crazy. He said, but hey, man, with $2 million, man, I mean, come on, you could take care of your family, you know, you could pay all your bills. I know you need he said, I know you need the $2 million, you know, and I'm like, man, no, man. I said, man, I can't do that. That's crazy, man. I said, that's not the kind of deal I'm looking for. That's not the kind of deal I'm waiting on. I said, I got to be able to do my thing for Christ. I said, God is using me, man. I'm not about to portray Christ for that, you know. And he was like, I understand all that, man. And this is what he said. He said, well, look, I understand all that, man, but hey, you got my number, you got my email. Whenever you change your mind, just give me a call. We are ready to give you the $2 million contract, a 6-album deal, but you can't rap about, you know, Jesus and all that stuff. And I'm like, all right. I said, all right, no problem. Hung up the phone, got off the phone with him. I'm sitting there tripping off the situation. I'm like, damn. So as I'm sitting there tripping off the situation, I think later on that day, the dream that I had kind of came back to my mind. And I went to piecing everything together. Man. And this is the part that freaked me out. The dream I had about the angel coming to me, I found out that angel was Satan. That angel was Lucifer. And he came to me, and that's why he told me, give it up. That angel told me, give it up. I got something better for you. That angel was talking about that deal. And that stuff freaked me out. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, Lucifer came to me in my dream and told me to give it up. I got something better for you. And what was and in Lucifer mindset, he was basically trying to get me to portray Jesus for the money and sell my soul to Satan and the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? And this stuff is real. This stuff is real, man. This ain't a game. You know, I'm not playing around, y'all. This stuff really be going down like this.
You know, branding, it's a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of, you can go down the whole line. It's a whole web network of things. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I believe. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. People are definitely being manipulated. You know what I mean? It's a business.
And what can you do as an artist? What can we do as media to change that?
We could, you know, just be rebellious and speak about it. Yeah, say something.
Illuminati, it was an organization started to sort of combat some of the dominance of the church, and it's become a metaphor or a symbol or a boogeyman for all things that people don't understand, all forces that have control over your life that people don't understand. So it's not one real clear-cut answer. But today, just to put it in context, Illuminati has morphed into an organization that once you make a certain amount of money, you automatically belong to. Because there's a lot of people who don't know how to work hard and don't have any ambition. So they see people with ambition working hard and they can't.
I read some of your letters, man, because, you know, a lot of them hit the internet, man. One of the things you were talking about a lot while you were in prison was a lot of the conspiracy theory stuff, Illuminati stuff. Do you still believe that?
Yeah, it's real.
Talk to me about, because I remember, can we bring this up real quick? It's just it's from your letter. I'm going to read it. It says, the exact moment in time when I discovered that the entire planet was being lied to and was put upon a spell to keep us unaware of it was back in 1996, around the time Biggie got locked up for the tech in his house. And then there was something else here that I thought was interesting. You said, Jay-Z knows the truth, but he chose sides with evil in order to be accepted in the corporate. Jay-Z conceals the truth from the black community and promotes the lifestyle of the beast instead. First of all, a lot of people, there's a lot of talk of Illuminati, like that there's certain rappers in the Illuminati, you know, Jay-Z, Kanye, and so. Do you believe that they're rappers in the Illuminati?
Nah.
You don't believe that? Okay. So how do you see sort of the role that these conspiracy theories play? Like how is the black community being controlled through that stuff?
Just through food, you know, the environment, you know, medication.
I can't imagine how you could possibly have all these good things happen to you. People get caught up in symbolism without realizing the symbols all around them. You know, the Illuminati is like voodoo. It's distracting. If you believe in it, it has a huge effect on your life. But it only affects you as much as you allow it to. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Illuminati is a real thing. There's secret societies and organizations that are plotting to control the world and control our money and how we move and how we relate to other people. But that doesn't come into my cipher, you know what I'm saying, at all. So I don't feel the need to deal with it.
Why is it so popular in hip hop all of a sudden?
Lack of education. You know, the Illuminati thing spreads because the videos that are made and the information is presented in a sensational way, and it's presented about the most popular people of our day. When you're talking about the Jay-Z's and the Rihanna's and the Kanye's, we talking about them anyway. If we're not talking about their clothes, we're talking about the Illuminati. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we talking about them anyway. It just gives more tidbits of information for people to spread around and talk about. And it's just real interesting, and there's not any sort of real, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you keep peeling back and you don't see the motive, you just see pure, I want to share information, then, you know, it's just like Gary Webb from the San Jose Mercury News when he exposed the whole CIA, Iran-Contra crack cocaine thing with Freeway Ricky Ross. Like, they tried to portray it as a conspiracy theory, but when you look at the fact that this is a respected journalist and you look at the facts and the research, it ain't no theory there. It's the facts and the research is there. There's a reputable source. Most of the stuff that passes for conspiracy theory are mashed up YouTube videos these days, and I don't pay attention to none of that.
I mean, being an artist, you came from the streets, worked hard, taken years. How easy is it? I mean, what do you like?
Easy? It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Don't say the word easy.
So I mean, what
may
should
seem
people
easy from the
expect?
outside looking in. I mean, because you got to think like, you know, it's more of a sacrifice than it is a fortune. You know, people look from the outside looking in, just, you know, think, okay, travel the world, a lot of money, a lot of fun. It's not. You know, I haven't seen my family in almost a year and a half. Everywhere we go, we don't get a chance to really
knowledge. Like, stop looking at these YouTube videos and get a book where someone actually studied and mastered their craft and researched something before you look at something that someone mashed up some Rihanna videos and that's their proof. The proof that people be giving, that people in Illuminati is like, I must have missed the memo where the definition of proof has changed, because to me, proof means proof. If you can't show and prove, you ain't saying nothing. The job of human beings is to seek knowledge. So if you're alive, you're constantly looking for knowledge. Conspiracy theories help you find the truth. Sometimes you have to make stuff up or just try to figure something out in order to get to the truth. But if you're treating the conspiracy theory as a truth, you're misleading and you're being misled. If you don't know the history of an author that's speaking or writing, and you don't know their motive, then you really don't know what it is that you're paying attention to. So most of the time with conspiracy theories, there's often a very clear-cut motive from the author that you can peel back one or two layers and see.